Welcome to G for G here on YouTube. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about a subject that is kind of near and dear to me, and I'm feeling a little bit of a pressure valve when it comes to this topic because I've been thinking about it for at least maybe half a month to a month, and I'm discovering, much like knowing around Halloween that I'm getting some kind of an amazing Christmas gift at Christmas, I'm unable to contain myself in dealing with this topic. So I'm going to be doing a video on it now. And it's not going to be exactly what I want to do the video on, but it's going to help me release a little bit of the pent-up feelings towards doing this. So today's background soundtrack is brought to you by Chrono Cross, the OST. And here's today's topic. So we all know that Marvel Avengers Alliance has now been dead for almost a year. It'll be a year in September. And as this is the beginning of July, we have all of July and all of August before we can say it's been a year. I have decided in my brain of brains that I feel like I want to do a video at the 1 year mark, not to the day, but a 1 year mark to the month, kind of touching base with everybody and seeing what you've been doing since MAA is wrapped up, what I've been doing, what games are you playing, what do you recommend takes the replacement spot of it, what do I recommend. Well, I really want to do that video, but I can't, because technically it's 2 months away, and it's kind of stupid to say 10 months without Marvel Avengers Alliance, what are we doing with ourselves? I really want to wait for the 1 year and say it's been a year, but I can't wait that long, so I'm going to siphon off part of the content and do it today in this video, just not all of the content I would be doing in the September one. So stay tuned for the September one. There'll be other videos before then, but that'll still be coming at the 1 year mark in 2017. But for this video, I just felt like I wanted to get in touch with you guys and let you know what was happening that last year of Marvel Avengers Alliance for me, and why things kind of went down the way they did with YouTube and Twitch and everything like that. So, you know, 2015, back to the summer of 2015, that's when things really started to pick up with me for MAA. I was way more consistent with the YouTube videos, and I spent that last year streaming just about daily. And I had that pattern where I would I would not stream during From the Hellcarrier when they had their podcast on Tuesdays, and then I streamed, you know, other days. And sometimes I would stream before From the Hellcarrier, sometimes I would stream after, but whenever they were on, I didn't stream. And that got brought up to me one day when somebody was like, hey Nap, From the Hellcarrier. I was like, oh shit, yeah, I'm sorry, that's right. And I often hosted them, like if I started at 3 and they started at 4, like I would host them from 4 to 6 or whatever it was, 4 to 5, and then we would come back. The only time I ever ran into them is if we were both doing like the end of a PvP season. And I mean, that was like, well, I have this planned already, you have it planned too. Sorry guys, like, I hate to split the community, but I want to do my end of PvP also. And then towards the very end, I don't remember how many months close to the end, of course, Kingfisher started doing some Twitch streaming, but, you know, more on that in a little bit. So, right around late August of 2015, I had 2 cosmic events occur that kind of formed a nice little conflux, a congruence that really set me up for that 2015-2016 cycle of MAA, and that was, I unfortunately had lost my job due to a company merger, and my WoW guild, we stopped raiding during Warlords of Draenor because too many people had real life events occur. One of my raiders was a cop, and he went out on a noise complaint, and he got thrown out like the bay window of where this like party was, and he had to like go in for surgery and stuff. Another member was supposed to be on a 3-week vacation, and it wound up being 3 months, because she got a speeding ticket in a construction zone, which means you have to appear in court for that. So suffice to say, things got screwed up that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we weren't raiding anymore. So that really opened up literally 24 hours available for me to do MAA stuff. And prior to that event, I did sometimes Twitch stream MAA, but nobody was really watching. And part of that was due to the fact that Twitch didn't have a drop-down that was MAA the game. They had other Marvel games like Ultimate and like Ultimate Alliance and Marvel Heroes, of course, but I could never find MAA until I submitted a ticket. Well, it turns out it was sort of my fault. If I started typing in Marvel Avengers, I would never find the game, and I kind of had to fudge the game title, so it was hard to find me. After I submitted the ticket, I discovered that Twitch classified it as Marvel Avengers Alliance, and that's how I finally like properly got my designation. But I was, you know, sometimes streaming on the weekends. Like, I know I streamed earning Chase Stein through that Spec Ops, but you know, like, nobody was really coming by. But I was still pretty prolific on YouTube, and I was doing a lot of the videos. And when my day opened up, other than like when I was job hunting and everything, I was able to spend more time making the YouTube videos and kind of deal with more topics. And I started doing a daily stream, and the audience kind of grew and grew over the months until the very end, where I actually had a sizable community in there, and I really miss that. I really miss those 2, 3, 4 hours, like 2 to 3 hours, just about every day that I Twitch stream, because it was such a fun environment in that Twitch channel. We went on crazy experiments. The highs and lows of my PvP were shared. Great moments, crazy moments, sad lows, heartbreaking losses, like fucking stupid losses and everything. You know, taking the break from the Hellcarrier, or taking the break whenever HOTS was maybe sometimes having competitive HOTS, and I didn't want to stream during that because I was watching it. And it was, I really miss that. I miss being in chat with all the people that would come by and view that Twitch stream during the day. And it was just such a, I mean, it was a really fun group that was in there. You know, there were no elitists, there were no douchebags, nobody in there really acted better than anybody else. But at the same time, it wasn't very noobish. Flash forward several months more towards the end of MAA, when Kingfisher revealed that he was going to be Twitch streaming. And admittedly, that annoyed me greatly. I sort of let on about it at the time, but I was pissed when I heard that he started to stream. Not out of like fear of the competition or anything. It was more like Twitch streaming was my thing. People did reveal to me that there had been some other MAA Twitch streamers along the way, but they weren't particularly long-lived, and I think they were not always that like popular. The crowd wasn't that big. Considering at this point where I had been Twitch streaming now for almost a full year, when I heard that he was doing it, I was like, man, that sucks. Like, this is my thing. This is the thing that I do for MAA, is like Twitch streaming. And fortunately, we never really intersected. We didn't both stream at the same time. And I'm not even gonna pretend he even knew about me. I was just like, man, that's one of the things that's unique about me. He has his video style, I have my video style. We intersect on certain topics, but we tend to do very different topics and everything. I do some very experimental things that maybe work, maybe don't work, but you get to join in my failure. You know, crazy synergies and everything like that. But when people did start to watch his streams, they would come back and say, I actually don't like it that much. It's very noobish in there. You get a lot of people that just harangue him for very newbie questions, and ones that are like, if you knew anything about the game, you would know how stupid it is. And he doesn't answer because he's busy, and, you know, they just keep pelting him, and, so, you know, I don't care if people preferred me or him, but it was just interesting to know that his community sometimes was just that much broader in the strata, where he had a lot of noobs and beginners, and the cluster that was in my stream tended to be more higher level. But I miss so much about that final year, and I can only imagine what kind of place we would be in now for Marvel Avengers if it was still live. Like, would we see any New Mutants because Marvel Future Fight got the X-Men? So does that mean maybe old wounds are healing between the MCU and the mutant universe? Would we have finally seen the newest mutant since Cannonball? Let's not forget, Cannonball was the last mutant we got in MAA. Would we have finally seen something like that? We would probably be seeing Homecoming stuff, most definitely. If Marvel Future Fight could do it, we know MAA would have done it. Probably another Spider-Man uniform. Maybe an... I don't think we'd see an alt for Sandman. But probably Vulture. And a Vulture suit, just like MAA is doing. I mean, we had some of the other... Probably Rhino. I would hope we would get Rhino, who didn't really exist in the game outside of that, but we had already gotten the Sinister Six. Maybe we would have gotten Mysterio. I don't really know. It's hard to predict, but we probably would have gotten Doctor Strange related stuff. Maybe an alt for Mordo, just like we did Marvel Future Fight, like maybe a movie Mordo. Ancient One, probably not a character and a suit. Probably would have just gotten the female version of Ancient One, is my guess. So I think we would have been in a very fun spot even today. And, you know, I would still definitely be doing videos. I definitely would have been doing the week in Marvel Avengers Alliance. I would have been doing PvP streaming after work and stuff like that. But, you know, what would happen leading up to those final days enabled me to be doing as much content as I was doing. And I'll totally admit and be transparent, ever since MAA ended 1 and 2, I haven't found my niche again on YouTube and streaming and everything like that. And my YouTube is down to literally a 10th in terms of revenue of where it was when MAA was popular. I'm pulling down about a 10th of the ad support and everything like that. It's sad. Like, I can get a cup of coffee. But I did get a job. I've been working at my current job since February. I had gotten a telecommute job in December and left it instantly. Like, the day that I found out I was getting the job that I have now, I, like, logged out of work and I cut them an email and said I'm not returning. I didn't even tender 2 weeks. It was... I wouldn't say I was, like, slightly tricked for that one telecommute position, but in a kind of way I was. What I would have been, like, if you ever saw those commercials for TurboTax, where somebody's asking a question of the phone, and the head pops up. It was like, yeah, I can answer that. You could, that was basically what I would have been at that time period. And I thought I was going to be doing more software support, and this was like full on like software and tax support. Not really my thing, but fortunately I'm at the job that I have now. It's great, love it, best salary I've had, best hours that I've had, and I would probably have been able to come home, and even with WoW being engaged again, still stream a little bit, and I certainly would have been doing end of PvP streaming. I probably would have been doing some weekend streaming, and the content on YouTube would have been just about as even. I can't really talk about the replacement games in this video because that's what I intend for the September one. Suffice to say, like I said, I haven't found the niche that I had in MAA. I could put myself out there on some Reddits and groups with some of the content I'm producing and be like, hey, you know. But I sort of hated promoting myself that way. I liked people to find me more naturally than shove me into them, you know, like shove my YouTube channel into them. I've got somebody in the Adamantium process that just always links a video for Marvel Future Fight, but then never says anything. And after months and months of this, I wanted to reply one day and be like, dude, is the only thing you do here post this guy's videos? And it actually turned out the reason why he does that is because he is the guy producing them. I thought he just kept linking him every time he produced a new video in Marvel Future Fight, but he actually is the guy producing it. I still want more interaction with the guy, more than just like, you know, like a monkey flinging poo, like a monkey pooping in his hand and then throwing it, and be like, here, deal with my shit. I kind of want the person to be more interactive, like say, hey guys, here's a video I did on this, or do you want to see what it's like with Magneto Tier 2 against world bosses? He doesn't, he just kind of poops them and drops them, but he did interact at least on a few videos where people ask questions on Facebook. I don't like being that way. I don't be like, here's my channel, I do content on Marvel Future Fight, I do content on DC Legends, whatever, and just drop the mic and run. You know, I missed the Marvel Avengers Alliance wiki. It was my favorite place to be when it came to MAA stuff that, you know, like wasn't my Twitch stream or my own content. Pocket Siri. So, I really missed being all over the MAA wiki every single day. I never really went to the Playdom forums unless I was linked there for something like patch notes. And yeah, I know some people are not going to be thrilled with me saying that they didn't like PKB, they thought he was an ass, or thought the admins over there were Nazis. And I did have a running with Sherazade, or whatever was the lady whose name began with SCH, Shula, Shara, I forget her name, but there was a post in the iOS section about, like, jailbreaking and everything like that, and all I did was post a defense of jailbreaking. I was like, jailbreaking is not about hacking games and cheating and everything. It's about getting everything out of your device that you want, including, you know, how the RAM is controlled, setting the phone's frequencies and everything. And I got a 1-day ban because of that. And I'm like, you people are fucking retarded. Did you just ban everybody in the thread? Did you read it? Because I didn't promote cheating. And as a matter of fact, I promoted the fact that MAA was a cheat-free zone, and we were getting a lot of refugees from GameFAQs, where everybody only wanted cheats in GameFAQs, and they openly discussed it. And I promoted the fact that the wiki was clean and we're a good place to be if you don't want to hack the game. And I got that ban. I'm like, I wrote a long fucking letter like, are you people fucking crazy? I mean, I didn't say that because I wanted the ban to be undone. I wanted to be back on the wiki. But I was like, you're banning me because I defended jailbreaking and said we're a cheat-free zone? Are you retarded? So that's pretty much what was happening that whole end year, and I missed sharing the job hunting experience with people. I think one of the days when I was doing the stream, I was going to get interviewed by an agency to hopefully be placed at Epic Games, which is around the corner from me and Raleigh, and they're over in Cary. I really do miss that community, and it's a shame that I haven't found a spot to gravitate to since MAA has gone. I mean, I still have content up on my YouTube channel, but it's not consistently one topic the way MAA was. So, there was always the PvP intro video, the PvP wrap-up video, spec op video, group boss videos, interesting teams like Team Tactical Blaster Blow Up Suicide, where I would blow up the agent, he would explode, but he would be resurrected. Tactical Suicide, where I would kill the agent and give my team extra turns, but then resurrect the agent. All the crazy shit that went down during the stretch with, like, FISA and Night America and FISA counters and Emma and Colossus, when the P5 team was ridiculously overpowered, and the infiltrator pre-fire of Psychic Tap and how dangerous that was, and the days of Spitfire and Kurth and Null and Nurkod, and who was it with Spitfire that was really popular that I was using. You saw this person well, Spitfire FISA was somewhat of a thing, but oh shit, Cloak and Dagger. God, yeah, the Cloak and Dagger popularity time period. If MAA had survived until Cloak and Dagger shows up on TV, maybe we would see content for that. Luke Cage's Netflix series, Iron Fist Netflix series, we might have seen like a shirtless, like here in MFF, we might have seen a shirtless Iron Fist, maybe a like street clothes Colleen show up. Because we did seem to tie a lot of stuff into Netflix. We had the Daredevil alt, excuse me, not alt. The Daredevil Sweats alternate and everything like that. So, I just wanted to retouch with you guys a little bit. Let you know what it was like for me in that last year, MAA with 1 and 2. I liked 2. I mean, I would be upset if 1 died and 2 was the only thing we had left, but losing 2 and 1 definitely stung pretty greatly. I feel like we didn't have enough time with 2, and nobody liked it as much as 1. But for what it was, a mobile game that was easy to play on emulator, I miss it. Sorry. I mean, I got into the game early. I had really good progress when the game actually went live. Similar to Marvel Avengers Alliance Tactics, but, Tactics, that was so bad, because even if you went in there with a bunch of people who were as progressed as the Filipinos were, who had been running the game for almost a half a year before everybody else, they just stomped everybody, and there was nothing you could do about it unless you formed an alliance of 10 mid-level people to go pick on the one badass that was picking on everybody else. You were screwed. I mean, I had one guy who was farming me like cattle, and when I said something to him about it, he was like, well, he was a dick about it. He wasn't like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were an AFK base, or, something like that. He was like, it's my right to do that. He literally said, you are my cattle. And I was like, that is a really dickish attitude. Somebody is not even able to get off the ground, because every time I start to build something back up, you just come and knock everything back down again. Imagine like stacking together 20 Legos, and every time you get 20 Legos into your project, somebody comes by and just kicks them. how are you ever going to get ahead unless somehow he takes a break or pecks on somebody else for a while, and maybe you could get up to 40 Legos before it gets kicked over, maybe withstand a kick, but I mean, there was no making a dent in this guy, and that's where tactics was so bad. The PvP in that game was awful, but MAA2's PvP was really nice. I like that when your defense lost or won, you know, while you were away, it didn't affect your rating. So the only way you went up or down is on your own brain, your own attacks and everything like that. If you dropped a few levels, it's because you were losing your attacks and you needed to figure out why. Either level your heroes or find different ones or get a better strat. It wasn't the AI causing you to drop. So that was a welcome change compared to MAA, where you can log in overnight and see -50, or towards the end of the season, -150. I mean, we all woke up those last Saturday, Sunday, Mondays and wanted to cry at sometimes -200 ratings. Some poor people even -300, and having panic attacks at trying to make up that level that maybe they dropped out of adamantium or out of vibranium in time. That's one thing I don't miss. I don't miss that about MAA, that season-ending weekend, that season-ending day, potential extensions. I am not into any games PvP right now where that happens. There's one game where I could potentially get there, and I do know of some people having that same kind of ulcer attack. But, I mean, it's certainly not what you see here on the screen, not Marvel Future Fight. It's a different game where that is occurring. So what you see in the background is actually Marvel Future Fight, and the AI is just running some of my dailies over here, and I'm getting Venom bios because of the anti-Venom suit and everything like that. So that's it for me, guys. I want to go watch the season finale of Fear the Walking Dead. I just wanted to touch base with you and hopefully reconnect with some of my old MAA viewers and say I'm, you know, still live. I want to do a 1-year mark video in September, but I needed to let off a little bit of steam for now. Here's one of the games that I am playing. If you just keep abreast of my channel, you'll see my quote MAA replacements, and I'll be talking about it in the September video. WoW has come back with full force in Legion. We're raiding again. We've been raiding steady. We're doing well. We're in Heroic Tomb of Sargeras right now. We've got one boss down on Heroic. We'll be doing more this week. We're in a good spot again. So between my job and WoW bringing back the raiding Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I just don't have the time to stream anymore. Maybe I'll find a way of streaming something on the weekend. I just don't know what it is. And I'll tell you what games I thought of possibly doing a lot of interesting content on. I mean, the mental chess games that MAA did, you could find that in the card games like Hearthstone and Shadowverse, and now the new Elder Scrolls Online. MFF is too actiony, and it's a little bit different there. Contest of Champions is too actiony, and they don't deserve my YouTube time, honestly. They're so fucking greedy in that game. I'm just... Congratulations! You got a 2-star version of a hero you got a 4-star version of. New hero! No, it's not. No, it's not, Kabam. Go fuck yourself. 2-star Colossus when I have a 4-star Colossus is not, oh, congratulations, new hero, fireworks. Still keeping up with Marvel Heroes, but I feel like I haven't seen a whole lot of new stuff out of them lately. Other than the console version. Maybe we'll get some new heroes soon, or some Spider stuff. But have fun at Spider-Man Homecoming. From what I hear, it's great. So go out and see that. I'll be catching it myself, hopefully sometime soon. Girlfriend's going to see it tonight. So enjoy that movie. Let me know what you think about it. And if you do have anything that you really want to see me do content on the channel, leave it in the comments and I'll try. But, you know, just keep abreast of my channel. I'm still playing Marvel games, still doing videos on it. So keep in touch, everybody. And if you're only an MAA fan, I will see you in September when I do my 1 year mark video. Peace out, everybody.